What's your favorite social media channel? Well, mine is Instagram and YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing absolutely fine. Today I have with me Pranay. He is an engineer turned social media marketer. He has been in the industry for the last 8 years and he has seen how corporates have changed their whole game in the world of social media. Hi Pranay, welcome to my channel.
Hi Sneha, how are you doing today?
Great. I'm so glad to have you on board. So let me start by the most basic question, and this I have been very curious about. You were a BTech student. How did you shift gears to social media marketing?
Well, it's an interesting one to be honest. I think it was the whole engineering wave that was happening almost a decade back. Everybody was pursuing BTech, and I won't say I was not decent at it. I passed with a decent GPA for that. And interestingly, I was a coder when I started my first job here in Bangalore. So one fine day, I saw an opportunity to apply for a position in social media. While it was a starting position, I think I learned a lot there. And it's been 8 years now from that, and I'm happy to say that I made that switch because I think, irrespective of what you pursue academically, I think it's important to do what you like in the long run.
Absolutely. Always follow your passion. Okay, so how have companies strategically used social media marketing as a tool to grow their businesses?
I think that's very important. I'm being in this business, I can tell you that we put in a lot of strategy onto how to go about it. And without sounding too technical, I would say firstly, the biggest advantage to work on social media is that you can work on targeted leads here. The whole search engine optimization piece allows you to actually ensure that you are seen in the top results. When a user searches you, and unless you are featuring there, I mean, you're losing out on a position right away there. So it's important to be seen there. And the best part, it's all data driven, right? Ultimately, it's numbers, it's the marketing dollars that you're saving there, and you see the kind of ROI that's coming in. You can study the market, you can see what the competition is doing, and you can really find that market differentiator that stands you out when compared to the rest of the crowd. And ultimately, it all boils down to how you're building that trust with your end customers. You can converse with them real time, you can feel their pulse, you can see what they're feeling, you can strategize accordingly, optimize accordingly, and ultimately, happy customers are your biggest brand advocates, and that's how I see it.
Right. Okay, so tell me, how do you think social media has evolved over the years? You've seen a sudden growth. TikTok stopped in India, and then Reels came into being. Then there was this whole rage of filters happening over all social media platforms. How are these things helping industries, and how has it evolved?
Let's forget TikTok. Let's talk awkward first. No, jokes aside. I mean, I think we've really come a long way when you look at social media. Facebook has traditionally been a social media giant for almost a decade, to say so. And the user base, like you said, across TikTok, Instagram, even corporate channels like LinkedIn, where you're professionally engaged, those numbers have increased exponentially, I would say. But you know what? It's not just a place to network with people, share your photos, experiences, or opinions anymore. It's much more serious business than that. It's a serious tool to firstly attract customers, I would say, hire talent. I mean, if you are a corporate and you're looking to hire talent, I think social media is one of the most important tools these days. And to reach out to clients also, if you're in B2B marketing, just the power of social media to reach out to clients, I think that's also of paramount significance. Content type, like you said, usage of videos, reels, that was not the case earlier. It was more static photos, and that is what was doing the rounds there. And even companies are now looking at those moment marketing opportunities where they see trending topics happening. Those could be as simple as memes. You know how even big companies and professional companies, so to say, are also catching on these local memes and trying to capture that audience sentiment, because ultimately you have to communicate more effectively. And I think that's how the evolution has been. It's going to continue to evolve. Let's see where it goes.
Right. And also, the impact of the pandemic has also given it a sudden boost. What do you have to say about that?
Look. The impact of the ongoing pandemic has been immense. I mean, pretty much the whole world has gone virtual. People are connecting on social more than ever. I mean, the amount of time you are spending, everyone else is spending on social, again, has gone up significantly. The corporate sector, like I mentioned earlier, has also adapted. You see, people are hiring virtually, even they're onboarding virtually these days, along with them training them virtually. So getting the whole workforce ready for probably starting your job is all happening through virtual means. Look at the entertainment sector again. Earlier, you were going to concerts, you were going to comedy shows. All of it is pretty much now being streamed. All the new movie releases, I think that's been a big, big game change. You can watch it from the comfort of your homes. New releases, be it mega Bollywood releases or Hollywood releases, pretty much everything is being streamed now. And I think the pandemic has had a say for that. Just the scope to connect and communicate with your audience. I know what has happened and what is happening is very unfortunate, but I would say for social media specifically, just the scope to communicate has gone up enormously, I would say, given the current circumstances.
This has also brought about influencer marketing. I mean, that has become a new formula for industries, and I feel like it's helping industries grow. I mean, what do you think, and how do you think how long do you think this is going to last?
Honestly, I'm not a big fan of this, but so to say, the answer is yes, actually, to an extent. Though, I mean, apart from influencer marketing, the other marketing strategies and tools, they are continuing to be relevant and impactful. But I understand where you're coming from. The reason I think why influencer marketing is continuing to thrive, I mean, just look at the number of influencers that's increasing every single day. You can literally market it your own way, and it doesn't shout out sales right out, right? You don't say that you are selling something. It's ultimately a person talking to a customer instead of a company talking to a customer. I think that's the main difference in here. And when an user is actually seeing what an influencer is saying, they're invested in the influencer's story there, right? So the influencer, I would say, at the end of the day, definitely have a say in swaying your purchasing decision, I would say. Look at all the industries, they're already thriving. E-commerce, fashion, entertainment, even food and beverage. They are pretty much using influencer marketing as one of their primary tools, and they're reaping good benefits out of it.
Absolutely. I mean, this has really changed the game if you look at it. Okay, now before I let you go and before you have to leave our conversation, please give us a word of advice for somebody who wants to get into the shoes of a social media marketer.
I think just one line, go for it. There's nothing that's stopping you. So it's challenging, fun, but look at it. I mean, it's an ever evolving form of marketing, I would say. My only humble advice to people who want to step into the shoes of a social media marketer, go with a user first approach. Think, what will the end user want? If you were a user, what is that you would want to see? What is that you would want to experience? Try and understand your user or target audience in some cases, and don't forget the goals that you have set for yourself. Keep revisiting those, keep reiterating those, and the results will follow. I'm sure the results will follow. And you know what? At the end of the day, when your friends ask you, what do you do for a living? Smile and tell them that you get paid to be on social media. Isn't that wonderful?
That's the best, I think. I mean, I was also part of the industry for a while. So, thank you so much for this wonderful introduction and insight into what the industry looks like now in terms of social media and everything that you've given me. Thank you so much. And I hope to see you very, very soon in person. Thank you.
Thanks, Nes. Thanks for taking out time, and thanks for inviting me. You have a good day.
You too.